Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. We got ourselves the Flicks Masterclass tutorial, so we're gonna cover as many flicks that I can even think of. That's just basically it. Disclaimer though, I don't know how to hit breezy flicks, so I cannot do that myself. So, yeah, but I do know how to get the car movement down though, so it's not like I don't know entirely how to do it, just I can't control the ball. So, first things first, let's start off with like a basic flick. So, in general, every flick kind of starts off relatively in the same spot in your car. So obviously the ball has to be on top of your car, and you have to find the sweet spot. And the sweet spot, depending on the flick, is, it's going to change, but for most flicks, I would say have the ball where it's like right where the windshield of the car is. Maybe a little higher than that. Like right, let me go straight. Right here. So you jump and you hit it in. So let's go over a basic flick first. Not that one. That one was like a 45-degree flick. Let's go over a straight flick. So a straight flick, same thing. All you need to do is just keep the ball on top of your car, like so, and then you front flip. It's all about being the same speed as the ball. That's basically the setup. And you just simply front flip. Now, once you have this down, you can actually add some direction to the flick. So, if you want to hit it to the left, you can actually line it up a little bit to the left. Like so. And then flick. Right? Or you can just diagonal flick. You can diagonal flip, I mean, to the left. And get some direction on it. Usually, I do that. I try to keep the ball kind of on the left side of the car like that. I do a little turn to the right. You don't have to. I think this is kind of like not really good, but you can just flick to the left, basically. Diagonal flick to the left, and you'll get it to the left side like that. And you want to do it to the right, right side, flick to the right, diagonal flip to the right. It's not like a complete exaggerated left turn. It's not like you do something like that or get more to the left. Not like that. No. If you want it more to the left, you can do, or right, you can do something called the 45-degree flick. So basically, the 45-degree flick is my favorite. I think it's the most comfortable for me to do, honestly. You essentially turn your car like this. Turn your car like 45 degrees. So half of a 90. So a 90 is this, right? So let's use the line, for example. So 90 degrees would be, you're facing like this, right? So if you watch the line here, the straight line on the right wheel here, this is 90 degrees, right? Making it L-shaped. So 45 degrees from that would be this. So you position like that when you want to go for the flick. So you turn and do that. All you need to do. And make sure the ball is relatively on the farther side of your car, using the windshield like this. This is a perfect example. You see how the ball is more or less on the windshield? See that? It's on the windshield. So you do that, turn, and then you diagonal backflip. You can watch my joystick for this. The diagonal backflip. So if I turn to the right, I diagonal flip back to the left. So watch. Watch my joystick. Right, diagonal flip left. In the downwards direction. Same thing with the right, but the opposite way. Now I flick to the bottom right using my joystick. I'm comfortable using the left side of my car, meaning I turn to the right and flick to the left. That's mainly my strength. And it's really quick to set up too. Just turn and then you can do it quickly too. If you get the timing right, these are really quick to pull off. doesn't take that much time to set up. Now, you can also go for... I don't really know if this is, like, considered a different type of flick. But, oh, actually... No, never mind. I'll just say you can just do this, like a side flip, but I'm kind of sucking at it. Well, actually, you can, yeah. You can do a side flick by bringing the ball to the side of your car and then dodge in that direction. But it has to be on the top corner of the car, like with the edge, where the roof of the car meets the window. Because if you do it too low, then it looks like that. Do it too high, then you either miss it or you just hit the ball straight up like that. So for example, like that, I missed. So you need to have the ball like this. And then you can actually flick this ball around people if you want. See, it really depends on where you have the ball on your car. Now, the next flick I'm going to go over is a musty flick. Musty flick, you can either do it in two ways. The original musty flick is basically where you here, I'll just demonstrate it. It looks like this. Something like that, but believe it or not, I'm not really good at these either. Okay, that's better. So basically, you tilt your car downwards where the nose is on the facing the ground, and then you backflip. And you cancel it. So you backflip, and then you... Which, to do this, you have to move your joystick back, right? Watch my controller. So I tilt down, going forward on the joystick, like that. And then when I do the flip, I move the joystick down. So you get a backflip like that. But you have to cancel it. So when you cancel it, you gotta put the... After you flip with your joystick facing down, you gotta quickly move the joystick back up. Like so. And if you get it right, you don't spin too much, but yeah, something like that. So just practice that motion first. Once you get the handle of that, get a hang of it, perform it here. Now, you have to try not to get this ball to hit your car when you're tilting down, because sometimes this might happen where, like, that, you push the car too far away with the ass of your car, and that's not good. So you gotta find a sweet spot. And sometimes if you're not spacing right, when you flip forward, the back top part of your car is actually going to hit the ball first, and then you won't get the flick. So it's really precise, and that's why I suck with it. So I prefer this method, where you just backflip. That's all you do. Tilt your car back, backflip. And guess what? The best part about this type of flick is that you don't even need to move your joystick, right? Just backflip. So tilt your joystick downwards, right, as you're doing a normal backflip, and then just flick when you get the timing right. That's it. And hell, you can do for some crazy aerial play with it too if you want. This is my second favorite flick to do. I think this is really nice, because you can do so much with it. You can go for a standard flick or go for an air dribble with it. It's really nice. So in order to time this right, it's basically, you gotta flip like right here. It's really hard to just explain, but you gotta flip when your car is in this position. Like that. And this comes with practice too. When you fail every time, right, you'll get used to it. You just correct what you need to. So for example, if you do it too early, right, you know, that wasn't good, so I'll wait a little longer. Okay, well that was too long, right? Let me try it in the middle here. Okay, that's a little too soon. There you go, and I got the flick. So it's all about just trial and error. You should know what's wrong with your flick, because it's how you come in contact with the ball. When you backflip, you move forward, if you guys notice. When you backflip, you move forward. Now, you don't backflip like this. This is why you gotta tilt your car like this first. When your car tilts back a certain way, it'll go forward. So when your car is tilted back, then it'll go forward when you do the backflip. So that's why you gotta tilt your car back first. And sometimes I like to boost backwards a little bit, so I guarantee that I get the right flick, the right contact on the ball. So for example, boost, and then I back up, and then I flip. But again, if you jump with the ball and the ball is too far away, then this won't even matter. So it's all about timing. That's all it is. This is basically the motion of how you do these flicks. Make sure the ball, of course, on the windshield, backflip, and then just backflip again, or dodge. Backflip, dodge into it. Now, you can discuss the breezy flick. The breezy flick is definitely more complicated for beginners to learn. And honestly, I don't know how to do it, like I said earlier. It's just the timing or the control of the ball, I just don't understand. So, the motion of the breezy flick, you have to... It's easier if you tornado spin. So you spin like this, right? I have it set to air roll right, which is RB for me. The RB button, so you see me pressing it with the controller right now. That's what I use. So, it looks like this. So you do this. That's the breezy flick. You turn until you see the underside of your car. That's it. Turn, underside. Then once you have the underside, you keep your you keep the joystick in whatever direction you're doing. I'm air roll right, so I hold my joystick to the left. So once you do this, you hold the joystick to the left more, right? A little longer. And then once you see the nose point down, right, like this, that's when you do the flip. And you flip again with tilting the joystick downward, so watch carefully. Down. And it's only for not even a second. So that's how you do it. That's the motion of a breezy flick. Now, getting it to work is a different story, and this is where I can't teach you guys. See, I can't get the timing right. It's really difficult. You can do side ones like that. That's usually how I do it, but I never go for these in a game. It's hard. I can't get this consistent. So this is as much as I can show you. If I can get my brother to record himself doing it, then I'll put it in the video because he's actually good with these. That's actually a pretty good one. Yeah, he's a lot more consistent than I am with these breezy flicks. But all in all, that's the motion. Again, you just tilt, you do the spin with the air roll. Hold the joystick so you have it so the car turns down like this. And then once your nose is pointing to the ground, that's when you flick with a backspin or a backflip. And that's the motion for the breezy flick. Now, I have heard of a Jazer flick, but I'm not quite sure how that works. Jazer's really good with it. I think in general, he has a quick... It's almost like a 45-degree flick. Like, it kind of looks like that, where it's really quick. So you turn your car to the right or left, and you diagonal flip immediately. And if you get it right, the ball will flick so far upwards. I mean, that's not really it. That's more of a regular 45-degree flick, but you get the point. So I think I've covered all the flicks in this video, that at least that I know that I can do, or at least teach. Let me know if I've missed any and you would like another tutorial on it. Hopefully this one tutorial is good enough. So again, like the standard flick, where you just bounce the ball on the glass, the windshield, and you just front flip like that. Simple enough. You can change the direction of it too by placing the ball on the left or right side of the car and then diagonal flip in the direction you want to go. And then you got the 45. It looks like that. and you can control where the ball goes because the way you diagonal, it's how you turn your car in the air is what controls the ball and where it's gonna go. For the most part, it can go straight, but sometimes it can actually turn. See, the ball is slightly going to the left. I was in line with the boost, and now it's on the left side. So this does work with changing the ball's direction. Like, that's more straight. And what's fun about these 45 flicks is that they have insane power if you get it right. And it's a lot easier to get power on the ball when you have a flat car. That's another key tip. If you guys really want to have good flicks, go play using the Dominus or Skyline if you have that DLC car, or you can use Batmobile, you can use the Breakout. What's another flat car that people use? Yeah, I think honestly just basically the Dominus or the Breakout. Those two flat cars I think are pretty good. I think the Skyline's also amazing. So those three you can definitely use. Yeah, so that's it for this tutorial, guys. Hopefully you guys learned something from this, and hopefully it helps. I know I'm stuttering a lot because it's a lot to explain, and I'm like, I have 50 million things that I want to explain at once. So, pardon me on my poor speech. Yeah, so after this, I don't know what other tutorial I should make. Maybe I can do an air dribble tutorial. Not sure. You guys can let me know in the comments. That's up to you guys to decide. Yeah, so without further ado, that's it. All done with the video. Enough rambling. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.